got the news that you can use. I know you guys was waiting on this epic moment, you know, because everybody keep asking me to produce the receipts. And I'm about to do just that, because I'm about to tell it like it is. My name is Tiffany. Tell it. I got the news. Tell it about corruption. Tell it.
She has no urge to run. She doesn't want to be a politician. She wants to pursue a profession in performing. This is all a big show because she merely wants to be an entertainer. She doesn't want to be mayor. This is not how anyone behaves. She likes to entertain, dance, and sing, among other foolish things.
I just want to get on here real quick. It's not going to be long-winded, guys, because I'm going to go on that platform and speak, but I have a whole you dig for you. I ain't even going to say what it is. I want you to go look at it, check it out, so you can actually get a different perspective, because all this fake news, they got to chill with all that. I need you to see it for what it is. I'm giving you a different perspective. I'm giving you some truth. I'm giving you some facts. I'm giving you some receipts. You know, things y'all keep asking for, even though, you know, as though, how can I say this? People want receipts, right? Y'all want them, but it's just gossip to y'all when y'all get receipts. When I have receipts, I give it to the real people. What's a shame is why we ended up in court. This October warrant list, October 3rd, 2022 warrant list, when Trustee Jason House and this clerk right here, Clerk Key, have went to the bank to remove me off the bank account. Let me tell you how deep this gets.
Jason House, a current member of the Board of Trustees, was not a signer on the bank account at all. And yet, he has repeatedly signed checks without authority. That's a fact. It's documented. He's spending thousands and thousands of the village's dollars without authority from the bank. He's committing bank fraud.
These are some of the key points in the video. Given how often politicians comment on one another, it appears that this is a political attack ad. Federal authorities do not focus on this type of issue. While it is unclear if this video is an attempt to clear her own record, instead, they are conducting their own research to collect the data. Tiffany Hangard is handling financial concerns in Washington, D.C. regarding politics. She is voicing her opinion and arguing that neither Lori Lightfoot nor Jason House are reliable. This movie offers a critical viewpoint on Lightfoot's investigation, posing questions about why she is being investigated in light of her financial difficulties while in office as mayor.
Lightfoot's not interested in fact, but in spectacle. She's interested in political theater that's going to help her, not the people.
A coalition of aldermen and community groups is slamming Mayor Lori Lightfoot, accusing her administration of misspending discretionary funds from the Federal Pandemic Relief CARES Act. The group says Lightfoot spent millions on police and ignored other issues.
One pot of money that we had that was flexible funding, the one pot of money that could have been used for small business support, for housing relief for our neighbors, to help prevent violence in our communities. That's what we're talking about. And of that $470 million, $284 million of it went directly to the Chicago Police Department.
You know, a mayor who's run out of office, as she was, in large part because of financial mismanagement, being called upon to be the investigator of another mayor's fiscal decisions? That's pretty much the same thing as asking a fox to investigate the henhouse.
She is suggesting that the Lori Lightfoot investigation into the Auden's financial status was more of a political stunt than a comprehensive analysis. Others believed that since many of the inquiry's conclusions were already known from routine village audits, Lightfoot didn't necessarily add anything new. However, because she is the mayor and oversees day-to-day operations, HA still has some financial responsibilities. She also claims that she had to launch a lawsuit to get access to the village bank accounts after the Board of Trustees reportedly blocked her from doing so. She was boasting about her accomplishments and winning litigation when that happened 2 years ago. However, things have altered significantly since then. She specifically called him out because she is running against Trustee House, accusing him of financial crimes such as excessive spending and check and bank fraud. However, she didn't go into further detail about these charges. Anyone with knowledge on this financial scam is invited to email me, even though I'm not directly aware of it. She essentially charged him with financial crimes, such as excessive spending and bank and check fraud. Since both she and her attorney stated it, I'm only restating what they both said.
Spending thousands and thousands of the village's dollars without authority from the bank. He's committing bank fraud. He's committing check fraud. She's proved it in documents. There's matters pending in court. He's been told to stop doing it, and he still does it again and again.
Y'all didn't do nothing, but I guess it's good, huh? Because everybody got their hand in the cookie jar. So all I'm saying to you is all I try to do is protect the residents, speak out, tell y'all what's going on. I've done nothing wrong. I never do anything wrong because I grew here, as I always say. The rest of them flew here. Tell the people what the feds got you for them. Why was they at the healthcare custodian, which you worked at, and you was over the bank account, over right here at the U.S. Bank, and they walked you out to your computer, seize your stuff. Talk to them then. You want to tell them? Talk to them. Tell the people. Talk to them. Right here. Right, exactly. He's not going to tell his stuff, but I know his stuff.
She also claims that by wasting money and initiating costly legal battles, trustees are jeopardizing the village's budget. Since the attorneys are the ones that profit the most from this situation, it looks like everyone is lawyering up at this moment. Her opponents are criticizing her character in the middle of the present crisis by highlighting her own lack of financial accountability. In a similar vein, the Inspector General of Chicago has shared his opinions on the overall status of politics. The Inspector General claimed that Lori Lightfoot and Brandon Johnson both made her work more difficult, and I even made a movie about it.
Disturbing new allegations from the watchdog office of the Chicago Inspector General. Did the mayor and the city's law department try to hold up investigations to keep negative information from becoming public?
At bottom, whether we can allow City Hall, the mayor's lawyers, to choose what people and programs and information is susceptible to oversight and which isn't.
In this 17-page letter to the chairman of the Committee on Ethics and Government Oversight, RG Deborah Witzberg complains that under both Lori Lightfoot and Brandon Johnson, the city's law department has picked and chosen which of the OIG's administrative subpoenas they would comply with, cited attorney-client privilege to avoid handing over embarrassing documents, and insisted on having its lawyers sit in on sensitive interviews.
A very disturbing trend by this administration using the tools of government for their weaponization and political purposes.
Although examining the community and serving as mayor are two whole different things, politics is politics. In the end, it boils down to disparaging one another. Whether this will be enough to sway voters is the real question, especially when they are comparing Jason House to the alleged rapper superstar super mayor. She is raising questions with similar charges to the knife incident. She is struggling to use her political savvy and deal with situations like these. She is releasing a video in which she raps and talks about feeding the populace while starving everyone else, only 5 days before the election, which started with early voting on the 10th. This campaign is run by whom? It doesn't seem properly thought out. Meanwhile, the lawyer alleges that Jason House committed fraud by signing checks that he was not authorized to sign. Apparently, he did it even though he was told not to. This video is essentially an attack advertising against Jason House and Lori Lightfoot. But would it actually cause anyone's opinion to change? Everything feels like a back and forth. He's corrupt. He did this. And he's holding Hanyard back. The first thing Hanyard will likely say to explain herself when the federal agents show up is, "I didn't do any of this. I didn't sign any checks. My name does not appear on any credit cards. I made no purchases. Look at the trustees and Jason House. I'm not guilty." That's her position, at least on federal investigations. She is fighting to save her political career, which does not seem promising, while evading federal prosecution for financial mismanagement in the village. Voters, however, have the last word in the issue. Is any of this truly important to them? Have they made a decision yet? Have they already cast their votes? Will Hanyard's backing be sufficient to win and lead Dalton over the next 4 years? It is hard to say. Stranger things have happened, so anything is conceivable. But her communication skills are lacking. There is no strategy and no clear messaging. She doesn't genuinely say anything new during her 15 minutes of non-stop talking. There is a constant repetition of the same talking points. It's hard to tell if she's paying attention or just babbling.